What's up, dudes? I'm Tom P. I am here with it's a non-bike thing review, but it's a thing that relates to bikes. It's the Nordic Pocket Saw. It's a hand-powered chainsaw that is light and packable, and it's something I take with me everywhere. I'll give you my little my review, my 2 cents about this non-bike related, bike-related thing. Yeah, so I carry the Nordic Pocket Saw with me everywhere I go in my little Evoc hip pack here, and I know hip packs are controversial to some people, but I don't really care what kind of bag you use, so I don't care what you think of my bag. Keep this little guy in here all the time. Just comes in this little nylon case. It weighs, it's about 1/3 of a pound, I think, altogether, not to be too technical, but I mean, it feels like nothing. It's a tough little case. It does have this little belt loop on it here. If you want to put it on your mountain biking belt, or if you're Batman, you can put it on your utility belt. It would be a good weapon for fighting crime or committing acts of vigilantism. Vigilantism? Vigilantianism? All right, so this is all it is. It's just a piece of a chainsaw attached to 2 nylon loops, and you want to be a little careful, unlike me, because it is wicked freaking sharp. So you can see it's bladed on one side, not on the other. It's like a chainsaw, just like a chainsaw. It's just got these 2 little loops. You wrap it around a log or a branch or whatever, and then just saw away. It's a good time. And for any nerds in the audience, this is heat-treated high carbon steel. Heat-treated high carbon steel. It's metal. This is a non-sponsored item. This was given to me as a gift by my buddy Adam, and it has been with me everywhere I've gone since then. It is surprisingly capable. It is not going to cut out a 2-foot log. I have another tool for that, which I will be doing a review of in the future, hopefully the near future. But it's amazing what this thing will do. And I mean, the cool part is it's always with you just in case, you know. And I love doing trail work as much as I like riding. I like to be able to take care of problems on the trails when they occur. What else can I tell you about this thing? It's, they are made in Sweden. So right off the bat, it's super fun to use if you're into that sort of thing. But you gotta pace yourself. You gotta because you'll go out of the gate and you'll just be like cranking away like crazy, and you will get exhausted very quickly, or I'll get exhausted very quickly because I have little bike racer rounds. If you're a lumberjack, you won't get tired. Of course, if you're a lumberjack, you'd have an actual chainsaw or an axe. But yeah, it ends up being super fun. It's also, I think of it as, it's a good pull workout, to use like fitness dork terminology, where you're cranking back and forth on, you're cranking back and forth on these loops, and it's sort of like, particularly if you're a single speeder, it's like cranking back and forth on the bars. It's what I call the chimpanzee riding. So it's good for that. So you can skip your pull workout if you got a couple good sessions with the Nordic Pocket Saw in during your ride or your hike. That's not, start it the other way. That's actually not smart at all. Yeah, because I think it was actually originally developed by the Vikings as a weapon. As a punishment, they would chop your head off with one of these, and if you didn't scream, you'd get to go to Valhalla and hang out and drink beer with Thor and the Valkyries. And if you did scream, I'm not sure what happened. What did happen to Vikings who didn't go to Valhalla? It's ended up being a great alternative to, It's ended up being a great alternative to these guys. It's a Fisker saw. I would break one of these every few days. Not expensive, also not very durable and not very good. So they don't last very long. They get dull and bent very quickly, and they often break off. One of these actually broke in half, and I stuck the other half right into my leg, and probably should have gone to the hospital, except here in Boston, the ERs were filled with COVID patients. So I didn't want to bug them, so I took care of myself, and now I have a scar for life on my leg, which I don't really care about, but some people might. So yeah, so better than these things. And also, this is something I would carry with me after a storm when I knew there was going to be a lot of blowdown, or I was going out expressly to, kind of do some trail maintenance or some trimming. But I'm not going to carry this thing. It's much heavier than the Pocket Saw and more cumbersome. It takes a lot more space in your bag, where the Pocket Saw It's just that little pouch, and it just kind of goes with me all the time. It's there in case I need it, and that's, I mean, that's the biggest advantage of it, really. And it is way more capable in this thing, especially if you can get 2 people on the thing. Then, I mean, we've taken out logs, you know, like that big, with however many millimeters or inches that is, technically speaking. This log this big. I think it becomes more capable if you can decrease the angle that you're sawing at. So with 2 people, you can straighten out the chain a lot more and decrease the angle. Because that's something when you're sawing a log by yourself, it's kind of, that's the limitation, is if it's at too much of an angle, it'll sometimes get stuck. And I have gotten this stuck pretty badly once. Luckily, I was able to get it out. But that's a function of not being able to, you know, it's more tiring, obviously. So if you're like this, you know, you're going to be able to put a little bit more leverage on it. You have a little bit more endurance in the arms. But as soon as you start coming out like this, you're going to lose some of that leverage and wear out a lot quicker. So that's why you end up, you know, kind of defaulting to this, you know, the tighter angle, and then perhaps getting it stuck. A buddy of mine did break one of these things, but he is a Wookiee. He's a very large, strong gentleman. And I guess the tree didn't get the memo that you're always supposed to let the Wookiee win. I know there are other brands of pocket saws or hand-powered chainsaws or whatever, but this is, as far as I know, this is the good one. These are, I think it's $50 for the original, which is the one I have, the original red. They do make an arborist version and a premium version. This is just the basic original, and it has definitely been good enough for me. There isn't that much more to it. It's just the awesome thing about it is that it's more capable than you'd ever think, and it's always with you. I mean, that's the really big advantage, is that you just always have this one with you, and you can take out surprisingly large limbs and logs with it, considering that it's just this little dinky hand chainsaw. Always there and surprisingly capable. Nordic Pocket Saw. Yeah, so if you're into, you know, taking care of the trails a little bit, you like to keep things clear, I highly recommend this thing. I think it's awesome. Not for nothing, but it's also a great way to dismember and dispose of a body. I mean, not that I would do that, but I mean, who am I to judge? I don't want to murder shame anyone. We're very, very inclusive and progressive here at Dirt Wire TV. I should stop talking now. All right, thanks for watching, and I will have another bike-related, but not exactly a bike item review of the Silky Saw Katana Boy, which is like the big gun. If you know, if I run into, like, you can take out some big stuff with it. I mean, you can do chainsaw work with a handsaw with this thing, and also stay tuned for that, because that'll be exciting. I think, but I'm a dork. All right, see you later.